On December 7, 1953, the Shah regime murdered 3 student activists in Tehran University to stifle the voice of protests for freedom. However, 7 decades later, the people of Iran continued to honor their memory, and December 7th has become Iran's Student Day, in which the people commemorate the role of Iran's young generation in shaping the country's future. On the anniversary of Student Day, Resistance Units, the network of PMOI, MEK supporters inside Iran, held activities across the country. They reiterated their commitment to continue the path of the students who have laid down their lives for freedom and the martyrs of Iran's uprisings for overthrowing the mullahs' rule. In Shahr-e Rey, resistance units attended the graves of the 3 students murdered by the Shah regime and laid flower wreaths on their graves on behalf of the PMOI and the Iranian Resistance. They placed the message on the graves: "Hail to the martyrs of December 7th, hail to the student martyrs of the 2019 and 2022 uprisings, down with the oppressor, be it the Shah or the mullahs." In their activities, the resistance units repeated the slogans of Iran's uprisings, demanding for regime change and rejecting any form of dictatorship. In other cities, resistance units installed images of students and youths murdered by the regime in the uprisings that have taken place across the country in different cities. Resistance units also mark Iran's Student Day by spreading messages, distributing leaflets, and writing slogans such as "Students are awake and they despise the Shah and the mullahs." Students are defending freedom. Every university is a bastion of rebellion and revolution. In many cities, MEK Resistance Units projected images and messages of Iranian resistance leader Masoud Rajavi and NCRI President-elect Maryam Rajavi, with messages about the role of students and youths in the fight for freedom in Iran. MEK Resistance Units projected images of Maryam Rajavi in public locations with the messages: "The university is the fortress of freedom against the Shah and mullahs," and "Keep the memory of the martyrs alive with uprisings and protests in universities." MEK resistance units also installed posters of Masoud Rajavi and Maryam Rajavi in public places as a symbol of hope for the Iranian people. Today, the regime is terrified of its diminishing power and the growing power of the Iranian resistance and the resistance units. The regime is resorting to different tactics to contain the next round of protests, including ramping up protests and increasing repression under the fog of war in Gaza. But at every corner, the regime's tactics are met with the efforts of the resistance units. Neither its warmongering nor its suppressive tactics will save the regime from its inevitable overthrow.
Follow the People's Mujahedin Organization of Iran on YouTube, Facebook, X, and our website.